possible series clinching Game 5 for the Canadiens on home ice against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Just a quick, super fast recap of what we've done so far. You can see two of the scores on the screen right now. But let's go back to Game 1. It was a 1-0 victory in overtime. I remember that one clearly. Mark Stahl off the faceoff from the blue line. So there's the big spoiler of what happened in Game 1. All of these, obviously, spoiler alerts with the score in here. If you don't want to be spoiled about it, then I don't know. You can watch the episode when it goes up, but I'm not going to force anybody to do that. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. We lose 3-1 in Game 2. That was the one that Ludwig, the goaltender, Terrence Ludwig, stole that game. I think we poured somewhere in the region of 52 shots on net in that game, and he still shut the door on us. We lose 3-1, but we get to Toronto, and it's a totally different ball game in Toronto. We score 9 goals in each game. We 18 total in the affair in Toronto, winning by a score of 9-6 in Game 3 and a 9-4 win in Game 4, an opportunity to close out the series. Back to home ice. Can we score 9 goals on home ice? I don't think so. I don't expect to score 9 goals in this game. But that's the trend from the last 2 games in the series. We've been putting a whooping up on the Toronto Maple Leafs, which is only fair to me because, I mean, the AIs in the past have put a whooping on me in games as well. The save percentages for both goaltenders not even close to where they want it to be. Obviously, for Terrence Ludwig in the net, the save percentage has kind of fallen off of a cliff, giving up. He didn't give up all 9 goals, I don't think, in either of the 2 games that we scored 9 goals. I didn't mean to kneel down there with Kudrwinski. If anything, people should be kneeling before Kudrwinski as he scores 5 goals through this first round series. What is going on with my team? We took a tripping penalty behind the play a few moments ago. There's the touch from Victor Hedman into the box. Is Pacioretty? They showed Nazem Kadri for some reason. It was Pacioretty. It was not Kadri that got tripped. It was actually Aaron Ekblad who draws the tripping minor. So a lot of stuff going on in the real world as far as my real life and the real world. First things first, I'm playing through technically playing through a corneal abrasion. My goodness, that guy might have a corneal abrasion. I slapped it right off the face. So I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% confident, but I'm pretty sure I'm playing through a corneal abrasion right now. I've got my contacts are out of my eyes, glasses on my face, and my eyes, at least if I do have a corneal abrasion, are not too terribly sensitive to light. Normally, the eyes are sensitive to light if you have a corneal abrasion, and they're quite painful if you've never had one either. It basically, for me, it feels like there is a speck of sand in my left eye as I do this gameplay, but I can do the gameplay. And the other thing that's going on as well in the real world is the Habitant advanced. Yeah, the Canadiens advanced to the Eastern Conference Final last night, where they will take on my Carolina Hurricanes in the 3rd round that starts, as I'm recording this, it starts in 2 nights. 2 nights from now, Game 1 from Raleigh gets underway. And it's so interesting to me that we got a Habs-Canes East Final as well, not just because of the fact that I'm a Canes fan doing this GM mode, but also because in this GM mode, we've run into the Carolina Hurricanes multiple times in the East Final. It has gone the way of the Canadiens every single time. Will that be the case in the real world? Obviously, I am hoping it will not be, but I am expecting a fantastic and competitive series. 2 teams that are just on a roll. I mean, the Canadiens have had a very impressive playoff run to this point as well. They've absorbed a lot of experience, played some really competitive teams in really competitive series, gone 7 games. So every series the Canadiens have played, the 2 rounds have gone the full distance. so far in the real-world playoffs. The Hurricanes played the minimum games required, the minimum amount to get to the third round. That would be 8 games total, winning all 8 over Ottawa and Philadelphia. I thought that Buffalo series with the Canadiens and the Sabres was a highly intense and entertaining series all the way through from game 1 to the very end. A very entertaining series. I'm sure if you're a Canadiens fan watching this, that series probably took years off of your life. Both rounds have probably taken years off your life as you've had to go through Tampa Bay and then go up against a very upstart Buffalo Sabres team. That Buffalo team has a bright future. The Sabres, if they can continue trending in the right direction, they have a really, really bright future in the Atlantic Division and in the league. And it was nice for the Sabres as well, for their fans to snap that streak where they didn't make the playoffs. It was like, I believe it was like 14 years the Buffalo Sabres missed the playoffs. Big rebounds given up there by Fucale. So it's going to be an exciting one and a stressful time for me. And of course, you know, I can tell you all about playoff disappointment from the last several seasons, running into the Florida Panthers, 2 of the last 3 seasons in the Eastern Conference Final. And you say what you will about the outcome of that series, of both of those series, but especially the 2023 series with Florida. What happened? The puck ended up in the bench? I guess the puck ended up in the bench. But say what you want about the 2023 series, because what people will do is they will more often than not look at the outcome of the series and the series result and say, well, Carolina got swept in the 2023 Eastern Conference Final. And they did, that's true. But they were right there in every game in that series. There were, I believe, 3 of the 4 games went to overtime, did they not? And it was a series that I iterate this over and over and over again just to hammer it home, but it could have gone either way. Carolina easily could have won 4 straight games in that series. That's how close it was. And I know because I was at 2 of the 4 games in that series in person. I was there for that disappointing 4 overtime loss in game 1. And that's all in the past now. So, and a new opportunity on the horizon for the Hurricanes in the East Final. Obviously, I'm hoping this is the year that they get it done. And it should be, I don't know what to expect out of this next round, out of this series, because, you know, this Canadiens team is very competitive. They have an incredible power play. So it's going to be very important to stay out of the box. And, of course, by the time this video gets uploaded, well, all of this will be in the past. The series will have been concluded more than likely by the time this video goes online for this recording session. But it's just what's going on in the real world as I do the recording. We are 2 days out from the start of the East Final. That's how far in advance I am. And then, of course, tomorrow the West Final will get underway. That's a horrible turnover in front. We gave it right to Stewart on a platter. Tamernis takes his man out of the play. We'll play it off to Tamernis. I haven't talked at all about the gameplay. I'm just talking about the real-world playoffs and what's happening right now. Vegas and Colorado tomorrow gets underway. That'll be an exciting series. Vegas, of course, back in the West Final with a chance to make it to the Stanley Cup Final for how many times? In the 3rd time in franchise history, and they've had quite a few conference final appearances already in their franchise's history in less than a decade. I mean, if you're a Vegas fan and you're watching this, don't take offense to this, or do if you prefer to, but I mean, that's a spoiled fan base in Vegas. They are a very spoiled fan base. They've been treated to some successful teams. They've only missed the playoffs 1 time since their inception, which is pretty incredible. That's a boarding from behind penalty. We are going to get an infraction for that and a fight as well. Pacioretty, I don't think there was an injury on this play. He deserved to be taken down by Fistrick. He answered the bell. I don't know if this is going to be a major penalty, though. I don't believe this is a major penalty. We've been on 1 penalty kill situation already. We passed the test with flying colors on the first PK situation we had. Brendan Gaunce into the boards. Fistrick stands up for his teammate. An easy takedown on Pacioretty. And it looks like Pacioretty is not gone from the game. I didn't think that was deserving of a major penalty, but you never know with the game. Usually the indicator is if someone got injured, it's a major penalty on a checking from behind. Who's taking this forecheck? Okay. I got to work with my AI teammates. They got to tell me what they're doing so I can know what I need to do. Hip check. Well, that hip check kind of worked out. Mark Stahl trying to play more excellent defense as he has done all series. Big block by Matt Duchene. It finds Mark Stahl kicking it along. Hedman pokes it into the ether up to Duchene. So can I make a little sly move? And it's going to draw a penalty. Was it Gaunce that takes the penalty? I think it's the guy that just got checked from behind. He's going to go into the box himself. Elbowing. No, this is Stewart. That's Chris Stewart. What number does... I just saw Gauntz get checked into the boards from behind, and I don't even remember what number he wears. It's 20-something. We've won 6 of 7 face-offs already. There's that joke in there. There you go, 67 joke. There's your 67 joke for the video. Brassard off the boards. We're going to shoot short side, snapped up by Ludwig on the short side. So he's already having a good game in response after the 2 poor showings in Toronto. Although I think he got off the decent starts in Toronto as well. As the game wore on in Toronto, each game 3 and 4, we did find a way to solve the goaltender. That was the fear for me going on the road, is judging by the way he played through the first 2 games in the series, I didn't think we would be able to solve the goaltender, but man, did we have no problem scoring goals on Terrence Ludwig in Toronto. He's making save after save right now. He loves playing in the Bell Center. That might be the problem. We're playing in the Bell Center, and we're not playing at the Air Canada Center. This guy has turned it on. He turns it on these games on the road for Toronto in this series, already down to 8 minutes to go in the period. So just a wrister that deflects through. Kadri will try to clear the zone for the Leafs. He does. It actually leads to an opportunity for, this is JVR down low. Kadri to one knee, missed with the one-timer. And we're harassed by the aforementioned Kadri, but out of the box is Voivoda. I'll drop that for you. And we'll wrist that down toward the net. It'll deflect right to LeBlanc. And yeah, I can kind of feel my eye. I do feel like I can kind of feel the corneal abrasion. We'll cut back from the pressure. Voivoda with a really bad pass to Hedman. We're going to have to get some help down low. LeBlanc, rollout play. Hedman gets around 2 Leafs defenders, throws it off the back of the net. I'm not sure what that's all about. We'll continue to grind this cycle. There it is. Boom. Voivoda, there was a rejection from Ludwig, and we got to watch that guy coming out of the box as the Leafs are going to ice the puck here. Huge break there. They would have had a breakaway if they connected on that chance. This was not the hardest shot from Voivoda. I felt like he could have got a lot more on this, but it was just a better save by the goalie. So tip of the cap where it's due to Terrence Ludwig. We're going to win that back to Tamernis. I'm going to try to float that down low. We actually pinball the puck on net. We're going to try to create a bounce for ourselves here. Monahan up top. Tamernis, he's a little behind the puck, and it ends up in the Canadiens' end of the ice. We'll slap it around the glass because I trust that I have someone up there, and I do. In the name of Kamayev, we're going to drive the corner, cut back. There's an option in the slot, but it was quickly lost for me. Brassard stuck on the net. He's going to get it out of the corner. Back up top to Maximilian Weiss. Down low to Brassard. The rollout play in front for Kamayev. Stick lifted in the goal crease. Gauntz will get it away for the Leafs. The forecheck is there from Brassard. Great forechecking pressure. The Leafs still prevail to get this to center ice, and they will hold on to this puck instead of dump it in, where eventually it is dumped in by Tomas Hertl. Begris in a battle against Kuhlman. He'll ice the puck here. He totally passed it where I didn't want him to go. I was going to try to... That was supposed to be a diagonal pass, and he sent it vertically down the ice surface. Easy icing. It is what it is. Just win the next faceoff, which we've had no problem doing so far in this game, is winning faceoffs. I want to gain the red line and just dump this in. Flip dump into the corner. Teravainen waits up for me. Puck physics kind of helped us out. It allows us to get our forecheck established. Stay on that puck. Voivoda tips it to Biggs. He'll carry it away through center and dump in. I'm going to swat at this with Weiss. And there's the golf-style play to get it at least out as far as center ice. The Leafs will reset, dump it in again, and they're going to go into change. This buys a lot of time for Begris. But this is a bit of a slow period. Very slow developing for our team, despite the fact that we had an abbreviated power play, and we've had some good looks on the net. We just can't get anything past Ludwig, and if you shoot low, it seems like he's got an excellent 5-hole. Just got to compliment the goalie's 5-hole. But it's true, he's had a great 5-hole in this series. Anytime we've shot for the low to the pads, low to the 5-hole, he has had an answer for the shot every single time. They play it out of the zone. Pressure on Pouliot. That could be a charge if we made heavy contact there. We got to watch our speed going in on the forecheck there with LeBlanc. Bertrand, wrap him up. We got the board pin there. They kicked it to the middle of the ice. We didn't have anyone there. Voivoda should have been on that. Ashton around Weiss. Weiss is really slow. That's one of my biggest issues with him. He is a big man, but he's a very slow skater. So that's kind of the negatory for having Weiss in your lineup. He is a slow skater. We're going to dump this out of play. At least we dumped it out of play from the center circle, so it's not a penalty. This has been a very slow game compared to the games we had in Toronto. Slow for both teams. Not a lot going on offensively speaking. Not the highest activity game so far. We're down to the last 10 seconds to go in the period. If we win it, we just dump it right back in. We don't have to worry about dumping this puck back in, as Fistrick will hold on to this for Toronto. That should be the end of the period. Last 3 to go. Dump in on goal. Fucale says thank you. Give him another save to pad the stats and see the puck. So not a whole lot going on in this game. Both goaltenders not the busiest people on the ice for that first period of play, but both goalies doing their job when they were called upon, especially Terrence Ludwig. He had a very impressive first period. There were a couple of chances that you could call them grade A's and could have very easily found their way in. I didn't think we outshot the Leafs by as much as we did. We outshot them 12 shots to 5 after one period. I didn't think it was that much, and I felt like we were definitely the better team in that period. We are dominating the face-off circle, and we continue dominating the face-off circle. Duchesne wins the opening draw to begin the second period. That puck is dumped into physics. Actually lend a hand to Matt Duchesne on that dump in as he just chipped it right back in on net, trying to maybe surprise Terrence Ludwig in the net. It is lugged along by the Maple Leafs. Shot from the point. Drew Keane deflection goal. That's JVR right in front. They needed to get off and running with the first goal in this game. They come out of the second period. A little bit of a slow, sluggish start to this period for the Maple Leafs, or for the Canadiens, rather. The Maple Leafs take the lead. They're trailing 3-1 in the series coming into this game. They really need to light a fire under their cheeks, and that is a way to do it. Get the first goal in the game and get a win in this series. Bring this series back to Toronto and back to a more even, closer to an even spell. If they can win this game, get back home for the next game in Toronto, they can win that, force a game 7. Who knows what happens from there? But obviously in this scenario, if you're Toronto, you just take it one game at a time. I would say that I didn't mean to dive with that play. That was nearly going to be a tripping penalty on Su Kai Ming. This dump in handled well by Fucale. I'm going to be, a thrashing hit put on Louis LeBlanc down there. We're getting outmanned by this Maple Leafs team right now. They're working harder than we are. And I need someone on the boards. There it is, LeBlanc. Now, we don't have numbers. I could have dumped this in. I'm going to drop this back. Brassard cut across the middle. Skate-to-stick move was interesting there, but I like it because it worked out for us so far. Stay down low. Support me. Out of the corner. We want to roll out. Nope. Cutback move. The point's available. Hedman just tee one up. Boom. Fire into traffic. Glove save Ludwig. When he's on his game, you're going to have to get a body in front. You need a screen or a deflection. That's how the Leafs got their goal. They got a body in front, off to the side of the net. It hit him in the stick and into the net. That's how they got their goal. We might have to do something similar if we want to score on Ludwig. We have 14 shots to their 7. We've been in control of this game from an offensive standpoint. We just haven't gotten that first goal. Begris, that was a deke that was definitely necessary. Both of those dekes may have been totally necessary in order to not turn the puck over. Big hit by Weiss, giving up on the boards. Backdoor, patch ready, perhaps saving a goal. We'll give this along for Duchesne. If I can punch it wide, that works. Cutback move, Kudrwinski. I mean, he's been a man on fire in this series. Man unleashed for the Canadiens. I would like to call upon his name to get something going for us offensively. At least it would be nice to have a spark offensively in this game. We have nothing going on right now. Oh, it was Kadri. That's who he punished. I didn't realize who it was that he hit. He's a refrigerator. If you could put a refrigerator on skates, it would be Maximilian Weiss. I'm going to dump this puck in. Flip dump to the near side corner. It's going to bounce behind. That's Monahan's puck. But for how much longer? Fistrick is to it. And that forechecking shift did not last very long. Dale Weiss taking off the puck. Poked back the center by Mark Stahl. It's out of behind the blue line and brought back in on an offside. Why the black eye on Ming? Did he get involved in a fight? I don't think he's had a fight in this series. I can't remember. This has been a series where there hasn't been a ton of fighting. Now, we had a fight in this game, but it was from a fight that I had no choice but to take part in because of the play that was checking from behind penalty. Was it Max Pacioretty? Tamernes, we got to get out of it. We're in harm's way. Grabner's usually good for a goal. I want to get this puck out. Bertrand, we're under pressure from the forecheck, and we noticed this from the Leafs in the last couple of games, how good their forecheck is. We're going to go between the two defenders. Teravainen, pivot move, just can't get in behind the defense. I can't get any space to make anything happen. Brassard, he's in there, but he fired off his own teammate and it deflected wide. We play it to an open space where Chris Stewart will gather. Finn, deflected down, kept in Kamayev. Yeah, there's your deflection. You just had to get that back on the net. Stahl, back up top for Hedman, but the pass was horizontal instead of back up to the point. This actually springs the Leafs on a chance. Back to the point, shot, another deflection. It careens in front of Fucale, and I'm just going to slap this off the glass and not out of play, but down the rink. We got on that on the forecheck. Man, just can't get a good shift going right now. We've had a few turnovers at the Maple Leafs defensive zone blue line, but we didn't make them count. I got to get some help. You guys got to start skating. Saucer pass, knocked down by Kadri. Down low, Van Riemsdyk. Stahl clears it to the near side corner. We got to get this puck out of harm's way. Deflection in on Fucale, and I'd say that he's seen enough. That's enough of that possession. That went every which way but where that possession was supposed to go for us. We try to get the puck out. We fail. Leafs keep it in. The extended pressure. At least it's not getting to Fucale right now, but that's a second good deflection they've had in this game. That's why you got to stay at the top of your paint on those deflection chances. Make yourself as big to the puck as possible. We will play this, actually, because I have help from Weiss, and I now have help from Nino Niederreiter. Go back door. Ming. And it will deflect away from Sukai Ming. I would like to see him get involved offensively as well. There's some good players on this team that have got to find their way onto the stat sheet. Leafs are struggling to bring the puck in clean without bringing it in on an offside. That is another offside play on the Maple Leafs. There's another weird dump-in rebound, and Kadri scores. Wow. It was an awkward bounce off of Fucale. They just love to dump it in on the goalie. This is a set play. They tell Kadri, go straight to the net. I'm going to dump it in on the goalie. He's got trampolines for leg pads, and it favors Nazem Kadri and the Maple Leafs. They take a 2-0 lead in this game. Okay, I'm starting to question, should we go to, let's go to aggressive offensive pressure. Let's just try that flavor out for a little bit. I've liked our forecheck. We're running a weak side lock. Now, I will go to a more aggressive forecheck if I feel like I have to. I mean, this team in this game, you don't necessarily have anything to lose because you're up 3-1 in the series, but obviously you would like to take a victory if you can help it in this game. Go, 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 go. Help me out, Bertrand. That's a deke. Pulls up. Back up top. I was going to pass it. I canceled the pass at the last moment, and I hope I was smart in doing so because we just turned it over. No. Back in. Pacioretty. Dumped in on the goalie. That was basically a dump in. I didn't have anywhere to go with that possession. Sometimes I think we may just have to go to what I call simplify. Just simplify your game. Dump the puck in. Get it in deep. Chip it behind their D. And make them chase it down. We just got to get it behind the defense. I don't believe that we're going to create a whole lot of anything by trying to deke and dangle our way to a goal. Now, never say never to me on dangling a goal. We had a nice setup for Niederreiter there. We got to kick this puck down low. Ming, roll out off the corner. We got to battle for this puck. This is where that weak side lock forecheck's coming in handy. Back up the boards for LeBlanc. I got the support. I just need to have, and we play it away. Oh my God, man, my passing has been horrendous. And I'm not losing the battle for this puck. I'm not losing the race to this puck. Go Niederreiter. Don't lose the race to that puck either. Oh man, it's just been a couple of little, and we just keep playing it back into our own end of the rink. It's just a couple of little plays that have been out of reach. It's getting frustrating. So I'm going to do a little chip here to open space. I'm going to try to get around the defender, but he knocks me off the puck. Will that be a whistle? At least we get a D-zone face-off for Toronto out of that. That was just, I didn't have any support with Niederreiter, so the only option to me was to just chip it in, try to get around the defense, but we had no speed. I got a set play here. I want a D-to-D one-timer. D-to-D one-timer. Boom. Oh, well, at least hit the net, please. Down low, Duchesne. We want to continue rolling out. Puck shield. Down low. Yep. Pacioretty, he kind of spin turns away with it. Back up top for Tamernes as he rockets one into the skates. Stick lift and a goal. Way to go. Kudrowinski, his 6th goal of the playoffs, man. He is feeling it. And he battled to stay with that puck and get that goal. I think he was stick lifted. His, like I said, 6th of the postseason, man. Unbelievable. Look at this battle for this puck. Stick lifted, stayed with it. He prevails, gets the Habs on the board. It's a 2-1 game now. I don't know. I think Ludwig was hesitant. He thought about a poke check, and he was in the middle of that decision. It looked like he kind of gave up on the poke check halfway through. It opened up a little bit of net, and that's all Kudrowinski needs right now. He just needs a tiny sliver of net. He will find it, as he is red hot right now in this series. He's kind of like the JVR for the Leafs. I mean, the Leafs seem to always get production. When we play Toronto, they always seem to get production out of James Van Riemsdyk. And we're getting production right now out of Ryan Kudrowinski. That's a suicide pass. Almost put your teammate in the hospital with that pass. Here we go. Wrap him up on the boards. I see it. I see the passing option, and it was taken away from me just as soon as I found it. Begris, oh my God, the Toey of dreams. That was a nice move by Begris, the defenseman, on 3 defenders, and we just end up lobbing it in on the goaltender. 3:25 to go in the second period. First line, first D pair. I don't have an issue with that. Yep, you can see where it is. He has now tied Laurent Dauphin of the Coyotes in goals scored here in the first round of the postseason. Early Conn Smythe candidate. I don't want to be thinking about Conn Smythe trophies yet. We have a long way to go. Go to the back door. I really assumed and anticipated Pacioretty would be a backdoor option on that play, but he decided not to. We will not milk an icing out of this. In fact, we will barely get to possession of that puck. Hurdle's all over you wearing Doug Gilmour's number. Why would you wear... How in the world is Hurdle wearing Doug Gilmour's number? I mean, you don't deserve to wear... I didn't even think about that until now, but he's wearing Doug Gilmour's old number 93 with the Maple Leafs. Obviously had some legendary moments with the Toronto Maple Leafs in his day. We got to be on that puck. Shot, save, rebound. We got to clean this up. This is a bad play in our D zone. We got to chip this in as well. We'll get that on the backhand. Harassed by Maple Leafs players the whole way through. They answered back with a big shift there. That was a huge shift. Lucky to not get scored on. Hurdle on the backhand. Big rebound. Goes behind the net off of Fucali. Hits the high glass, or the rather the low glass if you want to look at it. Leafs are starting to win a few face-offs. They didn't win this one. We'll dump that in. So forechecking pressure. If we can wrap them up, tie them up on the boards, and then start to outnumber them on the boards. That's where it begins. It just begins with slowing that game down. It went off LeBlanc's stick. I'd like to have a defenseman pinch just a little bit there. Tamernes was my guy. I would have liked to have seen him pinch just a touch on that play. Maybe we could have kept the puck in. They'll dump it in. You got to start swinging. If you want to get open for a pass, you got to start swinging off that breakout. I'm dropping it back to the point. I put Tamernes in a difficult spot. He's handled it with great ease. We'll dump it in on the goal. LeBlanc, Ming. Oh, what a huge save by Ludwig. How did we not get a goal out of that? What an effort from LeBlanc. He stick lifted his man. I'm pretty sure he stick lifted his man to get that opportunity for Su Kai Ming. A much lower scoring game. The games here at the Bell Center are low scoring. All the games in Toronto are offensive juggernaut games from these two teams. We got a third period on our hands. We made this a game on the back of number 17, Ryan Kudrowinski. We've made it a game. We just got to have a good third period. Ideally, I mean, this feels like the direction this game's going. It's a goaltender's duel once again. A third goal from the Maple Leafs feels like kind of like certain doom for this game. What in the world? What a weird pop-up off the dump-in attempt there. It fell right in front of Duchesne. He unfortunately didn't get possession of that puck. But you can see what our forecheck's doing. Kudrowinski working to create more magic offensively. Pacioretty takes his second penalty of this game. It's a high-sticking infraction. Poke back to, oh, go Duchesne. Can I whack at this? Oh, are they, what? Why are they mad? Why are they mad? Why were they so mad? Was it because I went for a slap shot on an empty net on a delayed call? I would have laughed if it went in. I wish it had gone in. That would have been amazing if that went in the net. It wouldn't have counted for anything. I was actually not trying to take a shot. I was going to whack at it, do a puck chop to see if it goes into the net, if it would have counted as possession. I don't know if this game counts a puck chop as possession. That's a goal. Well, I said it that a 3-1 game for Toronto feels like certain doom for the Canadiens in this game. And there it is. That kind of feels like it could put this game to bed. We didn't need to give up a goal on that power play. Grabner just slides in. Look at him slide behind every defender. He just sneaks into this soft little area of the penalty kill defense and right past Fucali. I can't blame the goaltender. It's Grabner. It's a power play goal. And it was basically shooter on goaltender. It was one-on-one shooter against goaltender. The goaltender obviously losing on that opportunity. It's okay because we did give up that goal so early. Wait a minute. Did they dock one of the... Did we... Why are there 2 players in the box? Did they dock a Canadiens player for a... Are we offside? We are. I think they docked a Canadian... Or not a Canadiens player. I think they docked a Leafs player and Pacioretty for that potential fight. They might have both gotten roughing minors. Matching roughing minors. But we gave up that goal so early in the period that we do give ourselves a fighting chance. You got to get a goal, though. You got to start. Your offense has to be sprung free. Monahan trying to get a shot through, but obviously going to be negated. Monahan, Toey. I love the toe drag, but not when it doesn't work out. We got to dump that back in. Get it down. Monahan. Oh, Kamayev eventually was the man that put it on. We're going to get it. Brassard scored. There it is. Derek Brassard in the slot, and we are back to a 1-goal deficit. It's just this team just stays with their possessions. We're not giving up on the puck or giving up on the play. We were kind of everyone on that shift was kind of a dog on a bone. I think this leaks through the 5-hole. I don't think that he was set for this shot. That angle's not a much better camera angle to look at that goal much at all either. Derek Brassard, a huge addition to my team off of waivers in the season simulation. Now getting into postseason games with the team. Comes through with a clutch goal here. We got to get to this puck. Yeah, well, we didn't get to the puck, but we at least prevented a breakaway. And that was a flying hip check from Victor Hedman. I'm going to chip this off the boards. And even if we don't get it, we at least get it out to center ice. Get it to neutral territory. Can I change my lines? We can't even play the puck. Forget about changing lines. We got to play that puck to Murtis. Good rejection by Severson. We got to stay on these guys. Oh, my God. It popped out. Pacioretty stopped kneeling. Oh, my goodness. We should have had that puck. Now we got to get it out. Center ice. Kudrwinski. He's so far offside. He's not even close to being onside with that play. We needed to alleviate the pressure. The Leafs have had a really good game in response. They've had really impressive shifts hemming us in. They have been stalwart in the attacking zone. I've had my hands tied plenty of times in this game trying to get the puck out of our D zone. We're going to dump this in. I want Teravainen to put that forecheck pressure, keep that weak side lock forecheck going. Bertrand's trying as hard as he might. That'll be a save on the wrister from Voivoda by Ludwig. Well, we've done better than we did in games 1 and 2 on home ice, where we were limited to 1 goal in each of those games. We've scored 2 on Ludwig in 1 game at the Bell Center. Now we scored. Of course, we scored. How many times did we beat Ludwig in Toronto? I know that we scored, I think, about 7 or 8 on Ludwig in Toronto. That's a power play. That's a bad penalty. I'm actually going to take my time with this. Let's reset. I'm pulling this back. I want to reset. It's a free play. We get the extra attacker on the ice. It's a free play. They take a dumb penalty. Let's try to make these guys pay for it, but we're just going to go on the power play instead because Sean Monahan can't handle that puck or that pass. Both of those things. He couldn't handle the puck or the pass. Oh, that's not as vicious as what Pacioretty did earlier in the game. It's actually going to be ruled a interference penalty. I thought it was a board. I mean, it's probably closer to a board than interference. But anyway, Brassard draws the penalty. He scored the goal, obviously, that's made it, very importantly, a 1-goal deficit. Severson now will work it back down low. LeBlanc up top for... Oh, my goodness. Get out of the way. Severson hit his skate, and it deflects wide. That was intended for Tamurnis up at the point. Did we actually have legs with Pacioretty? We did, but the game did not favor me. Jump on that. LeBlanc. Oh, my goodness. Guy's just kneeling in front of the puck instead of actually getting it. Pressure. Pacioretty. Cut wide. Oh my God, he's so wide open. It deflects though. It got deflected at the last second away from Duchesne. Weak side, there it is. LeBlanc is a little behind him, so it's going to slow down the entry, but that's okay. Everyone gets involved. Drop down low, communicate. Oh man, this power play is disjointed. Miss pass again. Drop back for Tamernis. Head manned up for Duchesne. We got to get some magic rolling here. Duchesne slides it to the corner off of that deke. Joining the play, Niederreiter deflects wide. That was not supposed to be. That wasn't what I was looking for, but I am looking through the seam. Niederreiter's one-timer miss that's going to go all the way out of the zone. And unless we can find something ultra mega quickly here, this power play is not going to score. Up and over deke. That's not up and over. Ekblad clears. We'll just have to reset. We're going to get this thing done at 5-on-5. Off the glass, up to patch ready. I was lucky he got there in time. That'll deflect at center ice. Franzen plays it down to Finn. Will this be dumped in? It will be. The Leafs are probably content to dump it in. They're not chasing the game at the moment. We are. Duchesne, full head of steam. Okay, those were some interesting moves. Duchesne will pull it back. I'm looking for that, obviously looking for that backdoor option, as it is a high percentage play to get us tied in this game, but we got to take what the defense gives us, and they were not giving me a backdoor option, and nor were my teammates getting open for the backdoor option. How many guys did we have on the... We give up a goal on that. We outnumbered them. We had like 4 guys, 5 guys in the D zone. They had 2. And Fistrick scores a goal. Well, we kind of played relax on that possession because I thought we had numbers and that we were good. Did we screen? We may have screened Fucali. It looked like he didn't see it. That's a backbreaker. It has to be full on attack now. Down by 2 goals, 10 minutes to go. Everything on net now. You got to start being more aggressive with your shot selection, and we got to stop being. We've been a really patient team tonight, but it's a shame the power play has sucked eggs, and power play has sucked eggs in this game. And we are just not getting the puck back right now, which is not what we need. We're running out of time. So Voivoda, follow me in. He's god-awful. What the hell was that, Voivoda? Again, not under pressure to win this particular game, but I would obviously like to see this series conclude here tonight. That's a punt. I was going to say that's a punishing hit from Weiss, but he's the one receiving the punishment. It's a penalty. I guess it's cross-checking. It's either cross-checking or elbowing. I didn't see anything wrong with this play. It's going to be an elbow. The elbow came up. Yep. That's a tough call on a mega huge, literally mega huge defenseman. And we're going to have to get this thing shorthanded, aren't we? Kudrwinski, if there's one man on this lineup that I trust, he just did a sick windmill. He's going to take a penalty. Well, I don't think we're doing anything shorthanded. We're going to be at a 5-on-3 disadvantage. Big block by Mark Stahl. I mean, Mark Stahl just can't do anything wrong in my eyes right now. Oh, Ryan Kudrwinski trying to make something happen. You understand the penalty. Just trying to make something happen out there. His windmill failed, and as a result, he's trying to stick lift Finn, the captain of the Maple Leafs. Misses entirely, gets his face. It's a penalty. At least it's not. Is it a double minor? No, it's a 2-minute. It's a 2-minute minor. But we're gonna have to push the issue here. I'm gonna try to get it up to Monahan. Now Monahan, that's really ugly. Oh, that's not good. Monahan's injured. Monahan is injured. Who is that getting out here? Is it Duchesne? Severson up high off the goalie. And yep, you know what? You injure. Oh geez, Duchesne just got sent flying. You injure my player, I'm gonna board you. I mean, Duchesne's taking on the whole Leafs team himself. He almost scored a goal. I would have been impressed. This is getting chippy now. We are starting to see the physical contact extend itself here in this third period. I mean, if we're going to lose the game, at least, try to send a message the other way. There's a turnover. We send it along. Max Weiss out of the box. Just get the shot. He will not. Of course, he was surrounded by Leafs players. He's got to get off the ice. He's too slow. He's extremely useless in this situation that we find ourselves in. That was a nice hit. Move that puck. We got to move this puck with some authority. Pump fake. Oh, is Monahan good? Backdoor dish. And it's squeaked into the 5-hole, but he's going to seal it off right there on Sean Monahan. It's good to see that he's back in the game. A lot just happened in a short period of time. He's on the bench. He's just holding his arm, but he's on the bench. He got obliterated in open ice. And then Duchesne took a big run at Kadri, which he did not get penalized for. The refs put the whistles away on that one. Back up top, Severson shooting through a maze of bodies, but paddle down save. We're going to run at Franzen here with Niederreiter. Puck shield, help me out, Sukai Ming. Niederreiter sharded that puck free. Player switching really screwed me over on that. We could have had that puck back on the forecheck if the player switching didn't suck so bad, but we got to risk this. Back up the weak side, go. That's okay. Thank you, game. Go, Ming. Ming, tee it. Off the glass behind Ludwig. Not far from a goaltender pull situation. We're getting closer to that goaltender pull situation. Tamernis, don't lose. He's going to lose positioning. He did, and it's a goal. That puts the game away. They don't need the empty netter. We are going back to Toronto for a Game 6. Nazem Kadri, he got boarded not that long ago in this game, and he comes right down and answers with a short side snipe. I needed a little bit better out of Fucali in this game. He's been scored. That's short side. You got to have that short side save, and he got scored on earlier in the period from the point. Yeah, I needed some saves out of Fucali in this game. He just straight up needed to be better. He wasn't good enough, and as a result, we're going to go back to Toronto. But we've had a lot of success on the road against these Maple Leafs. They've had an adjustment to our game style in this one. Well, we're not going to give up on this game so fast. Brassard dancing around Pouliot, but not so fast. Monahan past that puck. Begris dances around. Stewart turned over. Weiss brings it back behind the blue line. Weiss is in. Passes. Kamayev scores. We make it a game again with 2:33. We're within 2. What an assist by Weiss. Kamayev scores. If only Fucali hadn't given up at least one of those goals that he's given up in this third period. He's gotten scored on twice. If he hadn't given up one of those goals, we aren't going to pull the goaltender now. We don't have a choice but to try and pull the goaltender. With, what was it, 2:33? 2:33 to go in the game. Got to win the faceoff and get it in. Under 2 minutes, we pull the goaltender. All right, let's go. I got my timeout still. Oh, there's no way. No way! Oh, my goodness. Kujawinski as well? On the one... Okay. Well, we got back-to-back goals. I don't believe myself. Well, they completely got puck-focused on Pacioretty. I didn't know what was going on. I see Kujawinski out of the corner of my eye, my abrased eye, and it goes 5-hole on Ludwig from Kujawinski. I talked about how good the 5-hole's been. Not good enough on that save attempt. Oh my goodness, we got a game. We're winning faceoffs. We do it at repeat success, repeat fortune. Duchesne, Pacioretty, oh my God, Pacioretty almost just tied the game. This line is unreal right now. Now we got to get it, and we got to turn this play. Oh my God, Keane. Fucali makes a big save right there. I was supposed to get the puck out. Pacioretty, you got Duchesne leading with you. Duchesne, Toey, Duchesne. Oh my God, that was pretty dirty. That was freaking amazing. Get me a goal. I'm glad I haven't pulled the goaltender. We got to pull it next time up the ice, though. We got to pull it next time up the ice. What happened? Oh my goodness. Why is there a fight breaking out? I got my timeout. I'm taking my timeout after this fight. You can win this fight, Toronto, but I'm taking my timeout. I'm taking my timeout. Oh my goodness, Niederreiter. He's beating the brakes off of... He was beating the brakes off of Aaron Ekblad, but I'm taking my timeout. Okay, I can't take my timeout yet. When it gets to the replay... Okay, my first line... We need a face-off win, and we need a goaltender pool. Weird shot by Pacioretty, but I'm fine with it. Kujawinski, who else? Lock in, boys.
18 seconds.
There it is! We're tied! What? Man, we looked like we were down. We actually tied this game. Holy, with the extra attacker, Max Pacioretty. That first line is unbelievable. Whoa, never say never. This team is unreal. Oh, we are so good. This team is goated. With 21.2 to go, we tie it. Come back down, game winner. Oh, that was offside. Man, what a crazy game. What a crazy game. Oh, my goodness. No way we actually just tied this game. Well, I went out there, I took my timeout, I pulled my goaltender, and I rolled my first line that's just been humming in this entire third period to the end. We have overtime in game. I was prepared to go back to Toronto with a 3-2 series lead. We may be able to finish this thing off in overtime, and it would complete the comeback. What a wild third period. Holy crap, that was the craziest comeback. That's probably even crazier than the comeback against the Red Wings in Season 1. We have a really good team. I think this team can totally go deep this year. Just never out of a game. It doesn't matter how many times you score in the third period. If you're up by 3 goals, we're just going to find a way. Yes, a couple of cross creasers, but, you know, I did what I had to do to get the puck in the back of the net past Ludwig. These Leafs, they looked almost unbeatable for moments, for periods of this game. What are we doing, Stahl? Okay, I got some bad words to say about Mark Stahl now. That was a horrible possession. Van Riemsdyk, there's a huge rebound. We got to cover the net front. Now block that shot is coming in. It was blocked by Duchesne. That first line has had a game. Duchesne. He's going to have to just make something happen. He does his deke. Pulls up. Then he's... What? Okay, this was the dumbest game. What a game winner from Matt Duchesne. I think that slid backhand past the short side and the comeback is completed. I was just trying to protect the puck. I don't even know what the hell just happened. And we're off to round 2. The question is, who are we playing in round 2? That was a crazy goal past Ludwig. I need a replay because I don't even know what happened. I didn't think that was going to go in. Total shock and awe on the face of the Maple Leafs. They don't even know what just hit them. You can put this game in the archives. Okay, what happened on the Matt Duchesne goal here? I want to see this. We'll try to just slow it down as we go. He does a little toe drag move to get to the outside, little pivot with the hips, and he just fires it sneakily on the backhand. Look at all the net that he opened up for himself. I didn't expect this to even go in, but Ludwig pulls himself off the short side post, and that's your game winner right there. What a crazy goal, and I love that camera angle that we had there as well from the corner. Matt Duchesne. This toe drag was so nice because look at how it gets Franzen flat-footed, and then he goes right to the net around Franzen, sneaks it. That's a Matt Duchesne type goal if there ever was a Matt Duchesne type goal. Another camera angle. Look at it here. This is in real time. I was completely surprised. I didn't even think that this had a chance of being the game winner. I didn't think this was going to be the game winner. Inside the net view. Past Ludwig, we'll slow it down a little bit. There's the little bit of space that Ludwig gave Duchesne, and Duchesne only needs a little bit. He was trying to go VH on the post in that transition, and that's what made that so awkward for him. There's a top-down view of it. I mean, we've seen it about a million times, but I'm going to be honest with you. I could see this goal about a million times anyway. Duchesne with the slick hands. He was the only man in the zone. There was no other teammate to pass to. This is the camera view that I had of it in real time. So this is actually how I saw this play develop in real time. And I just shot it just to see if maybe it would sneak its way through, and it did. Oh, now we get to find out who made it to round 2 and who we will be playing. Kudrwinski entered that game with 6 goals in the playoffs. He's up to 7 now, and we're still waiting on our second round opponent. How about the first round as well for Sukai Ming? He has 5 assists, maybe 2 goals in that first round. He had a decent first round. It will be the Ottawa Senators. So we're going to meet up with the Ottawa Senators in the second round. That means, well, let's go to the playoff tree. Oh, that means Florida is the team eliminated. So the only new face that we can go up against is the New Jersey Devils in the conference final. We'd have to advance to the conference final to play the New Jersey Devils. And hey, look at that, who's still in it. The Carolina Hurricanes, again, looking for another trip to the Eastern Conference Final where they could play the Canadiens, as we have so many times in this GM mode and as is about to go down in the real world in a few days' time, as I mentioned in the gameplay. So New Jersey in 6 games over Tampa Bay, Carolina in 6 over the Islanders, Ottawa in 6 over the Florida Panthers. We, of course, were about to go to 6 games. And then we pulled off the comeback of all comebacks in Game 5 to treat the home fans to a crazy victory. You can also see who's advanced here in the West. Phoenix and Vancouver, so they both get it done. Wait, what does that mean? Oh, Calgary is out. So Johnny Gaudreau and the Flames, they just can't seem to get it done. They did have a run that was ruined by, I think it was the St. Louis Blues. I think they made a run to the West Final the year that we played St. Louis in the Stanley Cup Final. I want a Vancouver and Montreal Stanley Cup Final. That would be the dream in the game world. The Canucks dispatch of the Kings in 7, so this time the Canucks get revenge on the LA Kings. They were they swept or haven't? I thought they'd faced LA previously in the playoffs, but this time they win 7 games over LA. That has PK Subban on that LA Kings team as well. Phoenix in 6 over Calgary. Anaheim in 6 over Winnipeg. It took St. Louis 7 games to beat the Nashville Predators. I do want to go look at some playoff stats. Well, they're out of it now, but Johnny Gaudreau in his age not 29, but 30, age 30 season with 3 years left on that deal. 6 games played in the playoffs, 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points. He was not the issue. He had 3 goals, he had 9 points in this postseason. Probably playing on the line with Horak and Bozon there, producing all the offense. Maybe Klimchuk, I don't know. Maybe Klimchuk was the center on Johnny Gaudreau's line, but obviously Gaudreau, being a 91 overall, is going to be playing on the Calgary Flames first line. So there are the big producers for the Flames as they are eliminated in the first round by McDavid and the Vancouver Canucks. So we're going to go take a look. Who was the goaltender for the Flames, first of all? It was Brossoit and Varlamov getting into action, and they didn't get any defense or any goaltending. They didn't get any goaltending at all in that series. You're playing, I'm going to guess that Connor McDavid and the Canucks, McDavid probably went off with that Vancouver team. So let's look at Vancouver. They had Nedeljkovic, a 2.40 GAA, and a 91 save percentage is obviously good enough to get it done. Let's take a look at let's look at all skaters. Let's see what McDavid did. Axel Arneson gets an assist. Nicholas Jensen with 10 points and 4 goals in 7 games. McDavid with 7 points in 2 games played. I'm sorry, the Canucks didn't play the Flames. They played the Kings. I got it backwards. It was the Coyotes that played the Flames in the first round. So we'll look at the Coyotes. But McDavid with 7 points and 2 goals in that first round. That's the main one that I wanted to look at. So the LA Kings. LA got bounced by the Vancouver Canucks. I'm trying to get it right here. What did PK Subban do? 7 games played, 2 assists. So not a whole lot from PK Subban in his age 34 season. 2 years remaining. We traded that contract to the Vancouver Canucks. I signed that deal with PK Subban. and his playoff stats from the past few years. So he doesn't even get on the score sheet with a goal this time around as a member of the LA Kings, and their season is done in one round. Where are the Phoenix Coyotes? The Phoenix Coyotes with Laurent Dauphin, he just produces. I don't know what it is about Laurent Dauphin, but in this simulation, he just produces big time with this Phoenix Coyotes team. I mean, you can see the numbers here. The 108-point season, unreal. He has 6 goals in 6 games, 10 points in the playoffs. We saw that Kujawenski has now passed that 6-goal total with 7 goals in 5 games. So he's been one-upped by our very own Ryan Kujawenski. Loic Arnaud, 3 goals in 6 games and 8 points for Arnaud at age 28. He is still under contract for 3 more years at 10.7 with the Coyotes. He had a 104-point season this year, 42 goals and 3 goals. Well, we've seen that, 9 goals and 15 points in 11 games played in his most recent playoff appearance before this 23-24 season. So we'll take a look at the Ottawa Senators before we begin the next episode, which will be Game 1 of Round 2 against the Sens. Hopefully we can advance, and from there, I mean, I'm not worried about the next round yet, but obviously if we do make it, we're kind of actually hoping to play the New Jersey Devils because I want to see a new team in there. But I wouldn't be surprised if we end up beating Ottawa only to end up facing Carolina, who has Rod Severson as their goaltender. Rod Severson, the stud that they picked up in free agency. He's starting the first game of the series against New Jersey, and we will see you there in the next episode.